All right, so we're live again for part two of this conversation around healthy hair because it is National Beauty and Barber Week, and paying homage to you, Mama, as a cosmetologist for so many decades. We know we have to talk about it, especially since we've talked a lot on the show about, how hair care products that are specifically geared towards black women have caused reproductive issues and all sorts of cancers, breast cancers and things like that, which is like, caused this whole trend of looking for products that are paraben free and phthalate free, and black women going towards more natural hair. Now, I think we were early on the train. I don't know, Ma, if you want to talk about your hair care journey, but my hair was only permed for 4 years while I was in college. And maybe you could talk about why you didn't perm my hair as a child and why you chose to perm my hair for college.
Um, can I speak the truth about your perm here?
Yeah.
You are the one who asked me to do it,
Oh, good. Now we going back into history and memory. I don't know. Why would I ask for that?
I'm opening up your memory bank because you said to me, and I didn't think it was for college. I think it was right before college. I think you were 17.
I
And you
went in at
said to
17.
me, I should give you a perm now. This way, I'll continue taking care of your hair before you decide, before to see how well the perm can do to your hair. Or if you're going to any difficulty, you will be right there for me to treat your hair because you are depending on me for treatments and taking care of your hair. So it was a decision between the both of
And
us.
so this was back in 2004, before the most I knew about health was Beachbody, Turbo Jam, all the physical, exercise stuff.
Because
I
I used
really,
to do beach body, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I wasn't really
And
privy to like health, cellular health, chemicals, and things like this. I wasn't aware of any of those things at
you
the
wasn't
time.
aware of it, but you asked me to because I think what it is about you I think your hair used to poof up too much and get unmanageable, like if you sweat and so. So yes, I decided to do because I used to press your hair, but the pressing, the hot comb, your hair
Yeah,
used to swell. It used to swell, and then the ends and the whole shaft of the hair used to be just poof up
yeah.
from the sweat. So we decided to permit to make life a little easier for you because I think when you were in high school, you used to get physical, to do some physical activities, and your hair get poofy.
Yeah,
So be
well,
relaxed or tame it down a little.
so why did I not have any relaxer until college? Why did you make that choice?
Because I think you was old enough, and
But
I and,
why
and you
why
weren't
did
the
you
type of
not?
person.
So the question is, a lot of especially at that time, a lot of black parents was putting perm into their young black daughters' hair. Why you chose not to do it? Why did you choose not to put perm in my hair as a young child?
Okay, good question. I think that a child should be at a certain age, mature enough, the body develop enough, um, that they're conscious enough to know that this thing that they put in their hair, they should be able to take care of it and that the hair don't break off. But I don't believe that children should get chemicals in their hair because I mean, if anybody know anything about chemicals very well, that thing get into your blood. Anything that has peroxide seep into your blood. And I didn't want to put chemicals in your hair because I have come across a lot of my clients who get chemical at a young age, especially a young girl I know. Her mom gave her a perm when she was 3 years old. I think that was cruelty. I would not do that to you because your hair and all the kids them that I have come across that come to the salon, I talk them out of putting chemicals in the hair. I was doing a lot of hot comb pressing the hair, and you couldn't tell the difference between the press and the perm. The only time you could tell the difference is when a person start to get physical workout and so, or they
Or
go
I
to
mean,
gym, in the school or what.
but also you're in New York, and so New York you have humidity. It rains, it snows. You can't do anything with water, which is why a lot of young black women, at least in my time from Queens, New York, where I was from, we weren't doing swimming activities, right? Because your hair gonna
Yeah.
get messed up.
Okay, but let me go back a little bit further than when I put the perm in. I got my first perm at 20. Okay, and I think I was older than 20 because when I came to this country, I didn't have a perm in my hair, and I celebrate my 20th birthday here. And I had a beautiful natural head of hair. And when I got the perm, I didn't like it because I didn't like the way my hair looked so thin, so straight. It was not me. So what happened when I went to beauty school, I decided if I'm gonna wear a perm, I will just texturize my hair with the perm.
What's
From
the
then on,
difference?
I never wore my hair straight with a perm. It goes in and it comes out. Just to loosen up my hair a little. So to answer the question about why I waited so long, because I wanted to treat your hair the way I treated mine.
So
And
what's
I
the
did so
difference?
with
What's the difference with a texturizer? Like, is that a different type of product, or are you using the same perm?
the same perm, different technique.
What's the
You just
technique?
don't keep it. You just don't keep it on the hair. It's a lot of work because what you have to do it section by section. So this way, because it's a time thing, you don't keep it on the hair, and especially when you're doing somebody with hair like yours that is so thick, you have to part the hair in four and do it sections at a time. Because if you put it in the front and then I go to the back, the front will be too straight and it's not going to match the rest. You don't want it straight. So it takes a long time. It's a lot of work. But you texturize the hair with the same perm, but you use just a mild one. And whenever you texturize it, it's always mild, very mild. But yes, to answer your question, I do not believe children should get chemicals in their hair. Whether
So,
it's a perm or a color or stuff like that, no.
so you brought
It's a
up
no.
texturize, and I have actually pictures of me in college with the texturizer because we had decided at some point that we were
When
going
your
to do a
perm was
hard
growing out,
perm.
that's what I did. Right.
Yes. So I went into college 2004. I left
Mm-hmm.
2008. By 2007, 2008, I know I was wearing the texturizer and my hair pretty much looked like this. And right now I have no chemicals in my hair.
I want to tell you something though, Sam. Your hair looks better now that way than even when you have the texturizer. But the texturizer was beautiful because it shows the pattern of your hair because your hair really have a wavy pattern to it.
Yeah.
It brings out the waves in the hair and it was more manageable. Because honestly, your hair was thicker than how it is now, to be honest.
And let me tell you, hairdressers do not like. I honestly, I believe hairdressers when they see thick hair, that's when they start adding on hundreds of dollars on the fee, and they want you to turn around and walk away because they're used to women who've had perms and their hair's thin, and they could get them in and out. And when the hair's thick, it probably clogs up the sink. It takes more time to do, so
And
it
it's a
gets to
time
be
thing.
costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a time thing.
I know for you, growing up in the salon, you always lauded thick hair as like a healthy thing, something you want, right? You want thick, healthy hair, right?
Yeah.
But when I became an adult away from New York, now looking for people to do my hair because you had always done my hair, this was no longer an asset to have thick.
No, because you just
it was
want
costing
you just
me money, and it was hard to
Yes.
get people to do my hair.
and you was not into hair, Sam.
No.
You was not into hair. I am the one who love hair and want you to have hair on your head. As far as you're concerned, I could shave your head. You didn't care. And I remember having you in the chair when I was pressing your hair and you hate that pressing. Because if anybody ever press their hair, they know what I'm talking about. That comb touch you, you are gone. I remember you walk away with half of your hair pressed and the other half was natural because the comb touch you. So doing hair, our hair is not, you have to really have somebody who understand what they're doing because our hair is not the best
It's not the
type of hair
easiest.
for anybody to do. They have to really love it and be professional about it and well
Yeah.
trained to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't take a short amount of time. Although I must say, right now, the way my hair care routine right now, which yes, I have now outsourced it because it's getting longer. The longer it gets, the more difficult it is for me to do it myself. It just becomes just too much. But when I go to the salon, I'm there like an hour 15 minutes. And this is what I come out with. I mean, I come out with twists, but then what I did was I untwisted it, and this is what it looks like.
Right.
And
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
my
yeah,
natural hair. So
yeah.
I work out regularly. I love
Yeah.
to work out. It's part of my mental health and emotional health. And so I don't have the hang-ups. And luckily, we're in a day and age now where we have products where we can actually go in the water and swim and not worry about our hair getting, wet or getting chlorine in our hair because this wonderful brand, and they're not, sponsoring this or anything, but I just need to highlight them because I love their products. You Go Natural, they make these wraps. Now they have a wrap you can put on your head that seals in the hair so no water gets in. You can actually go swimming with your head wrapped up. And I've worn their wraps and headbands before. I haven't gotten the swimming thing because I just don't even want chlorine going into my skin. But if I was gonna go swimming or go to the beach or something, they have that available.
Right. Yeah.
But
Um,
so sorry, Mama. What you
yeah.
want to say?
No, it's okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So today,
I just would like to yeah, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
no, go
Sorry.
ahead. No, say what you're gonna say.
No, before you leave off the topic of the young people, I would like to say to a lot of young mothers out there today, because I've seen a lot of them and I've seen what they're doing to the children here. And it's one thing I've never done with your hair, put strain on your hair when you were young, like braiding your hair. It's not for kids. It's not for babies. It's not for, when we do things for our children, we are doing it for ourselves. We're not really doing it for them because some of them really don't care. They're kids. They want to have fun. And I think it's such a strain because you as an adult, let somebody try to braid your hair and pull it and your eyes start to look Chinese. The kids are under a lot of strain. And what it's actually doing, it is pulling the hair from the root. And once you remove that follicle, thank God for a lot of kids because they're young. But once you remove the hair follicle, sometimes they don't grow back. This is why you see you have some kids have no hairline because from the young, the parents training the hair to go back. So you give them more forehead than they have more forehead than scalp. So I would advise them to stop doing that to your children. Treat them like children. Not like grown adults who want to go to look like they have a facelift from the braid.
Yeah.
Because that's what the tight braid does to them. I just wanted to throw that out there.
The last time I had braids done in LA, it was torturous. They looked nice, but it was so torturous. And I think I had a picture on Instagram because I went to like a vegan event after, but they didn't wash the hair. And my head was not only was it tight, but it was irritating. And that's another issue I think that is going on in the industry is there are not enough cosmetologists that are trained on how to do hair in a way that's actually healthy. Because this can be very dangerous, when you're putting dirty hair, dirty products. And when I say dirty products, they're filled with chemicals, which is why when I
Right.
go to the hair salon, I bring my own products to the hair salon because I've already vetted my products. I know you did a
Okay.
live on Wednesday and you were trying to mention some of the products that I use and stand behind because I actually researched them on Environmental Working Group's Skin Deep database, and I'll make sure to put that in the chat too. It's Environmental Working Group Skin Deep Database. I'm gonna add it to the comments so you have the link. Anytime you're looking to get any kind of beauty care product, you could check it on this database to check the ingredients to make sure there's no damaging chemicals, and whatever chemicals are in there, what does it cause? You know, maybe you were using something in the past and you have an issue and you want to see, is this causing the issue? You could do the research on this database. So how I get this here is melanin, okay? That's the name of the product that I use. Black woman owned. She's actually a YouTuber. I've talked about her before on this, on the show before. And
Right.
her products are super clean. And it's literally just, it's a shampoo, conditioner, and a hair oil and an elongating cream. And that's how I get my hair to look so shiny and vibrant and have these curls and the definition in the curl, because and even this I could probably loosen up a little bit. But like the oil is very light. And so there's a whole technique she has. And I could tell with the difference in the
Yes.
products, why with her products my hair can look like this, and with other products it doesn't look like this, right? Because I have a hair oil that
It's
I love.
beautiful.
Thank you. A hair oil that I love. It's Creole Essence. They were on Shark Tank. Haitian black castor oil. It has peppermint and rosemary in it. It just smells so good. I feel like I'm in heaven every time I use it. But it's so thick and heavy that it straightens my hair. So that's better for a style like braids or a pullback when you want it like straight, because it's heavier.
Looser.
While melanin
Yeah.
gives you a more like a lighter, so it just sets the
See, because
curl.
mine get very tight, as you see. Mine is so tight. It's very tight, but I don't mind it. I like it like this.
I
you
love
know?
that. Yeah.
It's very tight.
Yeah.
You see it so much that I have to use a headband and pull it away because it's,
And your
I
hair's
mean, I
getting
love
really
hair, but I
long.
don't want it on my face. I don't want it on my face, and I don't want it to touch my skin.
Why?
I think you know me like that. I never like my hair to touch my skin. It's annoying.
I don't like hair in my face. I'm only wearing my hair like this right now, Ma, for you.
No, you look beautiful like that. But what
After
I'm
we're
trying
done,
to
I'm
say,
pulling the whole thing back.
you're just like me. I want to know that the hair is on my head. I don't want it on my skin. That's why you say I never wear long hair. I always cut in my hair.
Yeah.
It's annoying when it touches my skin. It feel like fly touching on you or something, you know?
Yeah. I prefer my hair back too. So now, other than melanin, and melanin now, like they're in their growth phase. So they're at Ulta Beauty, I believe, and in some big, box stores. You can actually go to their website and find where they are, or you can order online
Right.
like I do. My other option is Natural All. So like melanin is like the cleanest. Natural All is the next cleanest. And so that's another one that I use. The Tabitha Brown, you mentioned hers. I've never used her
Right.
products before. And her products are called Donna's Recipes. That's the line, right? Because she
Yeah.
calls her hair Donna. And I did research that on Environmental Working Group, so I could say that it's pretty clean. And I know from her story, I don't know if y'all have been reading her book. It's a really good book, actually, her book.
Yeah, I never read it.
Yeah, it's a really good book. And her story about how she even got into veganism has to do with a health scare. And so because of her story, I know that when she's putting out these products, I feel like she is mindful of making sure that the ingredients are not toxic. But again, like I said, I dropped the link in the comments for that Skin Deep database. So you just want to make sure you check when you're out there purchasing. So
Right.
we've titled this episode "Healthy Hair Food That We're Eating Right Now," right? So there are things you put on because you don't want to get chemicals in, and of course we want our hair to look good. Maybe we going out somewhere or just doing a live show. But you made a great point on Wednesday about how, we have to make sure we're eating the nutrients to give our hair a healthy shot. to look like this.
Yeah.
Because you can have clean products on, but if there's no healthy hair getting the nourishment that it needs from the inside, then there's not much you could do, right?
Exactly.
So the top nutrient on my list are B vitamins, right? Which you get from dark leafy greens. And I have it in the fridge. I just didn't want to take it out and have my greens sitting here going bad for y'all. I'm sorry, but inflation is quite high. I need to protect my produce. So we all know what dark leafy greens look like. The kales, the spinach. A lot of people are really loving spinach. What dark
Avocado?
leafy greens? Well, that's not a leafy green, but avocado
leafy
is-
green. Okay,
yeah,
yes,
dark leafy
yes.
greens for the B vitamins. What dark leafy greens
What
are you
about
eating?
broccoli
I wouldn't
and collard
consider
green?
that. Yeah, collard greens is a leafy green. Broccoli is cruciferous, but you can't go wrong with broccoli. Broccoli is great for something else, which we're
Right.
going to talk about.
Oh, leafy
soon.
greens. Yeah, like spinach and kale and
Collards.
collard green and I'm thinking of
Dandelion.
another leaf. Dandelion, but let me tell you something. I tried the dandelion business.
It's strong.
It doesn't work too well. Oh my goodness.
What you mean?
We need to get a good dandelion recipe. It overpowers everything.
Well, because it's a herb. It's a very powerful herb, rich in iron, purifying for the blood. You don't
I
need
drink it-
to use
I juice
too
it.
much.
I put it in the juice, Sam. In when I do juicing, that's how I have my my dandelion.
I love this. Hey, Rose. Rose is watching us. She said, wow, I love this because I'm going bald. Rose, we're going to have to talk about that baldness. And let's take a beat, right? Because I'm going to run through all the healthy hair foods.
Which Rose?
we're
Is that
eating.
Rose my customer or Rose?
It might be. It might be. I don't know.
Is that Rose Lynch?
No, it's not Rose Lynch. Ma, don't be putting people on blast. Calling out names. Next thing, their addresses.
No, she wouldn't give her address. But if Rose is on
I don't know.
Facebook, she's on as Rose Lynch.
Yeah,
So,
and we're not on
yeah.
Facebook though, Mom. We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
But let's talk
okay.
about balding because I'm gonna put a pin in it. And we're gonna get back to the healthy hair foods we're eating. But a lot of people are going to their doctors and telling them they're going bald, and they're finding out they're losing their hair from eating tuna fish sandwiches 2 times a week.
What?
Yes. And we've talked about this because of mercury toxicity, right? So I don't know.
Mercury is bad. Yeah.
Yes, and it's from the fish. So I've been saying this so much. We've had the show for I don't know how many years we've been talking about this. But tuna sandwiches are causing people to go bald. It's the mercury toxicity. And if you have mercury toxicity, there's other toxins too we're going to talk about. But if you have mercury toxicity, to get rid of it, you have to go through chelation therapy, which is, that's medicine and pharmaceuticals and things that you have to go to get those toxins out, which you need because baldness is like the least of your worries with mercury toxicity, right? Because then you could also have nerve damage. What happened? You got a call? I see you looking at your phone for the longest time.
No, I got a text message. No,
Okay,
it's okay.
Okay. Probably Rose saying, yes, it's me or something.
It's from my brother. No.
Okay. But yeah, so you want to be mindful. If you love, for those who are, can you silence it though? Because it's really loud. This is what happens when we go live. Everybody want to call. Everybody want to have jokes in the kitchen and be laughing up a storm when we go live.
I turned
And
it off.
there's no post-production editing because we don't have time for that anymore. But yes, be careful about fish. Cut it out. That's the biggest recommendation I could have. Just beyond hair, it's affecting hair. It's causing baldness, but also there's nerve damage, right? So you can cut it out. Now I do have a video.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, it caused dementia. Did you say that? Is there facts?
Nerve damage, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. any kind of thing linked to neurological issues.
But I think it's only the big fish that the mercury that's
Is tuna a
mercury
big
is in.
fish? I don't know the
Yeah,
size of
that's what I'm
these fish.
saying. I'm saying big fishes, not just it's not just tuna, but big fish. Any fish that's big fish, that's what contain mercury. Right.
Well, the mercury poisoning, I mean, all of those toxins are how is the fish getting the mercury? It's in the water, right?
And the larger the fish is, the more mercury the fish
And I'm
carry.
assuming that's because they're eating the smaller fish, so it's just a quantity issue. But specifically, like with cases of folks, they're eating a certain quantity of the fish and they're having this issue. So the studies are showing this correlation, right? And this makes sense, right? You're a big human. So if you take low dose poison compared to a small child, the effect on the child is going to be a lot greater, a lot quicker, right? Because the child is small. Now with us, this is why they say when diabetes shows up, it's like it's been there for 7 years. When cancer shows up, it's actually been there for 10 years. Because when you're doing low dose toxicity, it's just a buildup. But why have the buildup of the toxicity over time when you could just not eat it? In terms of tuna in particular, if you're looking for a tuna flavor, I have a video on this channel, and I don't have it on hand to drop the link right now, where I
know. Yes, I seen that one before. the
Yes,
tuna.
I made two
Yes.
different types. I did one with chickpeas, which is also on my list here. The healthy
And
foods we're eating for hair. It's because chickpeas, legumes in particular, have iron. I don't know if I should put it. Right? So chickpeas, you can use chickpeas to make tuna. You can also use seeds. I use sesame seeds, which I don't have any sesame seeds on hand right now. But seeds are also another healthy hair food, and you can use either one of those to make tuna. Like if you want a tuna
Right.
sandwich, they also have seaweeds like dulse and
no
nori.
relief, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
Nori sheets or-
those things don't have this. It's basically vegetables in the sea. They don't have the fatty tissue to because toxins. When we absorb toxins, it gets stored in our fat tissues. Fish
Yes.
is saturated fat. It's fats, right? So when you eat that, you're eating toxicity stored up in the fat, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's why it's safer to go to the sea to get the vegetables, right? Like your dulse, your nori, your what else is there? There's a whole bunch, all the different, but those are the top two that I eat. To get that flavor, to get that sea salty flavor. You know what I'm saying? So there's
Yeah.
that. Also, mold can cause hair loss. Sometimes
Say
people
that
don't
again?
mold.
A mold. MOLD.
Correct. And sometimes
so
people
that means
don't know.
a lot of New Yorkers have it then, because New York is, these apartments and people do get mold in New York. And I think it really caused from bad management of buildings, that water leaks and all those things, and they don't fix it in time. Yes.
Yeah.
Cause hair loss, and they also cause cancer. Yeah.
Yes, and people need to know that if you see mold, it needs to be remediated by a professional. Like if it's in wood or something like that, it needs to be cut out and thrown away. You can't just wipe it off. When you wipe it, you're releasing mold spores into the air. What I've heard is that some people are getting these mold spores stuck in their nose bed, so their nasal cavities. So like, even let's say they go through some stuff, they remove themselves from the area with mold, right? They move to a new place that has no mold. They're eating clean, right? All this stuff, but they're still having symptoms of mold toxicity. Doctors are finding the mold in their nasal cavity.
Wow.
Yes. So you want to be really careful when it comes to mold, and like you can talk to your doctor. There are tests that they can do to make sure that all the mold is gone. Like as you know, go on a whole regimen to make sure not only are you out of the environment of mold, you've cleaned up the mold from your environment, but that it's not in your body anymore to cause flare-ups or symptoms.
Right. Yeah.
But so, and then
Good
there's one
information.
last piece, but we're gonna go back to the healthy hair foods that we're eating right now, right? Zinc, okay? Zinc is super important for healthy hair. And you get that from lentils. And I'm doing all the easy stuff. The easy stuff people can get and eat right now, right? We're going to go into more raw foods later, but this is easy. I have some lentils in my show and tell here. Let's see. I got a whole stash of food. Green lentils. And you'll notice all this stuff is organic and from Thrive Market.
Black lentil, yes.
Sprouted, black lentils. I
Sprouted.
love my stuff sprouted because it saves me time and my digestive system loves it. And yes, all of these
But you know,
foods,
I don't particularly care too much for the sprouted because the texture is not the same.
well, you're supposed to soak your stuff beforehand. So if you're soaking beforehand, it is going to change the texture.
I saw.
Unfortunately, all of these foods I'm showing you, I get, and I'm gonna drop it in the chat, I get from Thrive Market, and you can use my link to get 40% off your first order, because this is how we keep food costs down, right? With Thrive Market, if you find, like, let's say I tell Thrive, hey, organic sprouted black lentils, I find in the store and it's cheaper, I show them, they match or beat the price. So why pay more for food right now during inflation when you don't have to?
Oh,
and the
boy.
stuff is
And
organic.
we need it.
Yes.
Yeah, we
So
need
that's
that.
my lentils. That's how I'm getting in my zinc, vitamin D. I live in Florida, so I'm getting lots of sunshine. How are you getting your vitamin D, Ma?
I do a lot of legumes. I do a lot of lentils. I get sunshine. I'm looking at the sun outside now. I'm about to go out there in it. I don't spend too much time in it because I can't take the heat, but it's getting cooler now, so it's a time for me to be outside.
Yeah. Soak
The
up as much
temperature is
sun
going down.
as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
another
when you come
vitamin.
on to lentil, I have that every day with my diet. Every day.
Yeah.
Every
It's a
day.
staple.
It's customary in my kitchen that we make soup every day. Lentil soup.
And I'll do lentils on a kale salad I like to mix like legumes with my greens to make salad because I like texture, you know. So like root vegetables, seeds, nuts, my leafy greens as a base, you know, that type of thing. Or if you're having a cooked dinner, quinoa. And speaking of quinoa, another thing I get sprouted. And
You get sprouted quinoa?
Yes.
Wow,
And
I didn't know they have that.
and I make it in the pressure cooker. So it's even quicker. Everything's quick.
I thought when it's sprouted, you can actually eat it, soak it and eat it raw.
You soak it. That's a sprout. But I would not cook quinoa. Like there's certain things I would not eat where they're just sprouted and not cooked. I have done it with garbanzo beans, I must say, but that's not something I would do regularly because I just don't really trust that it won't tear up my intestines. You know what I'm saying? I just think certain foods you need to cook, you know. And legumes and grains are that, you know, like yeah, you have to cook it.
So what about when you go to the and you get the fresh sprouted stuff? I mean the fresh sprouted,
Yeah, you just
the
cook
one
it
you
less
put in your
time.
salad. Huh?
You just cook
I
it for
usually
less
do that
time.
raw. The fresh sprouted beans that you get in the market.
I would use your own judgment, because like I said, I have gotten like a raw vegan Caesar salad where they've done sprouted chickpeas, but usually they dehydrate. So I feel like if you dehydrated which I guess is not necessarily true, but I've eaten that. But it's not a regular. That's not what I'm gonna do on an everyday basis because I just don't trust that
Okay.
my system won't have an issue later. You know,
Well, yeah, it depends on your system. Yeah.
when
Okay.
things are just too, I feel like they're too rough. You know, like if I don't have the same concern when I'm having greens like kale, or something like this because it's a leafy green already. First of all, when you eat leafy greens, right, we have very limited enzymes to break down the cellulose walls of leafy greens. So some schools of thought, like if you've read Dr. Doug Graham's book, 80-10-10, he makes the case that really we're fruitarians because we have all the enzymes to break down fruits and absorb all the nutrients from those foods. However, when I have kale, you know, some of it I am getting, but mostly the benefit kale is giving me is it's feeding my microbes. So I'm not necessarily digesting all the things, but my gut bacteria is eating it. And if they're happy, my digestive system is happy. You know what I'm saying? What happened, Ma? What is going on? We have a guest on the show?
Yeah, keep talking. Uncle Dan coming down, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can't even remember. Your eyes had me laughing. I was cracking up. I can't even remember. Okay, so what are we talking about? Kale.
Yeah.
All right, so kale is also a great source of vitamin A, which is really important for healthy hair, right? But what the science says is we don't want to overdo it with vitamin A because we can cause hair loss by overdoing it with vitamin A. But you will never overdo vitamin A from kale. You know what I'm saying? Because you're eating a whole food. When you eat whole foods, the body takes what it needs. It leaves the rest. Like everything is in balance already, so you can't OD. Which is why me personally, I don't do multivitamins or any kind of like, vitamins. Like I get my vitamins from foods, so I don't have to worry about getting too much or not getting enough or, stuff like that. Toxicity from, because that's a real thing. Toxicity from a high amounts of vitamins and minerals that are healthy.
What about,
in the
as
right
you said, that our body cannot break down the green leafy stuff? What about when you make it in smoothie, the breakdown is less on the body? So those people who have a problem for their system to break these things down.
I don't know that it's an individual. I don't think it's an individual situation. Right. The human body has enzymes to break down the foods that we're supposed to be eating. And I don't know if you ever watch those shows where like sloths. You know what sloths are?
No.
They almost look like monkeys, but they're not monkeys, and they're really furry and cute, and all they do is like hang from the tree.
Oh,
they just relax all the time.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Definitely look up sloths because a lot of us need to look to them for inspiration and we just need to relax and just a little bit more. But sloths, they'll climb up a tree and pull off a leaf and just eat it, right? Chew on it. This is fine for them, right? They can digest this, right? We've all seen like you go to certain parks, they say don't feed the birds, right? Because birds have a diet for them. If they eat something they're not supposed to eat, it'll blow up in their stomach.
It made them sick.
Yes, right? So for us, this is why what I'm saying is like, we're not going to blow up from eating greens. The greens serve a purpose. I know me personally, I feel more vibrant when I have greens, but it's not necessarily because I'm directly getting all the things from the leafy greens. You eat, you chew, right? You masticate the food as much as possible. The saliva in your mouth has certain enzymes to break the food down. Now everything is being broken down. The stuff that's not being broken down all the way is fine because the gut microbes are eating that. Now you might get some gas or something
Right.
like this from certain types of foods, right? And that's all from those microbes. They serve a purpose, but that doesn't mean that, like, let's say kale has, I don't know, however many grams of vitamin A, you're not necessarily getting all of that. Now, if you juice the kale or you put it in a blender, you're getting higher amounts of this, right? Because you've liquefied it now. All of the mastication that your teeth would have done, the juicer and blender is doing a way better job than your teeth could do. Because, I mean, I know for me personally, I'm missing a tooth. I got cavities, like, you know what I'm saying? So my teeth will never do as good a job as the blender and the juicer.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the blender is really chopping it up. Yeah.
And then we all have people, I would assume, I know we have people in our family that eat so fast, you blink one time and they're already done with the full plate. So you couldn't imagine that they are really chewing the best to really, digest and break things down.
When I was growing up as a kid, they say you must chew 32 times. If I take a spoonful and put it in my mouth and chew that 32 times, I don't want to swallow it because after a while it just loses everything. I want to puke it out. So yes, I understand that. Some things you better just blend it and drink it and chew it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all preference. Now, there's vitamin C, which you get from strawberries. Strawberries is my favorite source of vitamin C right now because I wasn't eating it for a long time. I couldn't. But vitamin C is great for creating collagen. A lot of people feel they need to eat collagen or get these collagen supplements for their hair because collagen makes keratin, and keratin is the protein that makes the hair, that makes the hair, basically.
You get and oranges are good too.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oranges are good. And I think, are they in season right now in New York?
We never out of season with anything.
With oranges.
Remember it's New York, we don't grow it, we just buy it.
Yeah, I know sometimes they cost a little more because usually when the prices are higher, they're not in season, but I know prices are just ridiculous all over the place. So,
well, we get everything here, honey. We get orange from December to next December, because they pick them from other countries and they ship them here. So we're certain fruits that we don't get during the winter time, but yeah, we get fruits here.
Yeah. So iron, we talked about a little bit with the lentils, and then of course beans. There's a ton of beans. There's pinto, kidney. These are the things I just make sure that is stocked in the house. We'll never go hungry,
Right.
If people are flooding the streets looking for food, I don't need to be out there in these streets. I got stuff stocked.
And something I realized that preparing your food home is so much more cheaper. Oh my goodness. With the economy today, you can save at least 50% by preparing your food at home. And that is a fact. I mean, the businesses have to thrive, but you have to know your pocket, honestly.
And
so going out to eat for some people, going out to eat for a family, that's their one meal. Going out to eat that one day is their grocery money for the week. It is no fun.
Yeah.
So people have to be conscious about it.
Omega-3 fatty acids are super important, right? Omega-3 fatty acids. This is where I'm getting mine.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Now,
every morning with the steel cutouts, and that's beautiful.
Yes.
Or you can put that in a smoothie.
Right, right. The thing with flax seeds, Dr. Greger says a tablespoon every day, which is right for men and kids or whatever. But for women, you need to have 2 tablespoons of this every day
Oh, really?
for hormonal health.
Oh,
So not only are we doing it for our hair, but we need it for our hormones, we need it for our nerves, like omega-3 fatty acids. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to have fish. You need this. This is what you need.
flaxseed.
Yes. This is another fun way to get flax seeds in. I don't know if you've seen this. Flackers.
Flackers?
Yeah.
Flackers is crackers?
Yes, it's crackers.
What they do?
Made from flax seeds, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt.
I get flax seeds, chips that made with quinoa and flax seeds.
Yeah, so fun
And it's
ways to get
organic.
it in. Yes, that you want to
Huh?
also make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's organic. Yeah.
And then also hemp seeds is another
That,
another
Right.
favorite of mine. I like to add to salads, different dishes.
I like that company too. I like that company.
Yeah. All of this I get from
Yes.
Thrive Market.
Do they deliver? Do they deliver? Or you have
And
to
they
go there to
deliver.
shop.
No, you don't. There's no
You
physical
can-
place to go to.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you can put it up on the website. Let me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna try them.
I put the link in the comments. So folks, if this is your first time interacting with Thrive, you could get 40% off your first order and stock up. Stock up. Now biotin, we kind of talked about biotin a little bit. That's important for your hair. You get that from cauliflower, broccoli, nuts and seeds. So I showed you some of those nuts and seeds. What I haven't showed you are whole grains, right? So if you're eating whole grains, which I'm gonna show you the whole grains that I've been eating recently. This forbidden rice, which my mom's like, you said you're not eating rice. And yes, this is a treat. I don't eat rice because I vomit in my mouth every time I do. But that doesn't mean I don't like rice. There's a difference, right? So this one in particular, I really, really love. So this is a treat, which is, like this one bag is
Is
gonna
that the
last
black
me.
rice?
Yeah, it's the black organic forbidden lotus rice.
Oh, and you get that from?
This in particular. So it's not anybody's black rice, but this particular black rice.
Oh, okay. But where
Yes.
do you get that one from?
Everything Thrive Market.
Thrive
All
Market.
of this
Okay.
is from Thrive Market. So yeah, that whole bag is gonna last me a month or more, because obviously, if you're eating something that's causing you to have acid reflux that bad, or to the point where it's coming up in your mouth, you shouldn't have that on a regular basis. But I really, really love that rice. And then you put that with some coconut aminos, which I also get from Thrive. Oh my goodness, like it is just You know what I'm saying? It's like going to a Chinese restaurant, but with healthy, clean ingredients, that you put together. Speaking of which, I get these forbidden pad thai noodles, and they have this fun black color made from,
Okay.
it's made from black and brown rice. Only takes 7 minutes. And these soba noodles, buckwheat and brown. I was inspired to get these after I got sick because I was so hungry and I was fantasizing about all these foods. And then I saw this and I was like, I'm gonna try it. And now I just keep them on hand because it's fun to go, like I eat so much quinoa and greens all the time. I like to switch it up with something new. And I know some people say, oh, I
Right,
get bored
yeah.
or whatever. There's different things. Now, in terms of what to put together, like how do you even get inspired to put the things together? This is my favorite book right now. The Fiber Fueled
The
Cookbook.
fiber fuel. Yeah.
It's a whole like thing for folks with digestive issues and stuff, there are different things that he talks about in here. I really highly recommend this book. If you're somebody who suffers with IBS symptoms or any kind of digestive issues that you want to learn more about. Now, there's a woman named Ama Opare. She's going to be a guest on the Raw Food Health Empowerment Summit that's coming up again this year, the last weekend of October. She has a recipe book called Food for the Soul. And that book I love a lot. I have it on my phone, which I don't have the physical one to show you. I have it on my phone on Kindle. But the way she puts a salad together, all the spices and blends and seasoning that she uses is just perfect. And you could use it on anything. You know what I'm saying? So even like, let's say you wanted to do, of course you could season broccoli and put it in a salad and keep it raw. But what if you wanted to season broccoli and do it in the air fryer, Ma? Because I know you like to put stuff in the air fryer sometimes.
Right.
You could use the same seasoning, you know? And her stuff is delicious. So I highly recommend that book.
Okay. That's great.
So Ma, we talked about all these healthy hair foods, the foods that we're eating for healthy hair. What are the signs of healthy hair?
The signs, it's funny that you say that. You are the sign of healthy hair.
What specifically?
The sign,
like,
well,
how can you tell? How can somebody tell? Like, if they're watching this video and they're like, do I even have healthy hair?
No, you can look at a person's skin and look at the person's hair. And you can tell healthy hair when you see it. That's the sign right there. It's like, and I always say to people, if you're looking for a hairdresser, you always look at someone's hair, because the hair is a recommendation. And you would go up to the person and say, I love your hair. It looks so beautiful, so healthy. Who takes care of your hair? But although you might have a hairdresser who takes care of your hair, if you're not taking care of that body, you won't have healthy hair. So you can ask a person, if it's not too personal, can I ask you a question? How do you keep your hair so healthy looking? That's the sign of healthy hair. Then the person can tell you what they do to get healthy hair. And you know the difference between a healthy hair and a wig. That's two different things. Now, wig can be deceiving to the eyes, but it never fools me because I know the difference between a person's real hair and a wig. But that's the sign of a healthy hair. I hear that the hair actually moves. It don't just sit down. It moves, it shines, it looks healthy.
So
it has a sheen.
My hair is not really, because like, right now, it's very lubricated with oil.
No, but it looks healthy. If the hair is not healthy, you're going to know. It's just droopy, it's dry looking. Because remember, whatever goes into your blood is what feeding your hair. So you could put a ton of oil on your hair. It's not going to make the hair look healthy. It's only going to make the hair look greasy. But a person who have healthy hair, the growth is there, and it takes nourishment for the hair to grow. The hair grows, you know. So you know you have to look at a person's hair to see what healthy hair look like. You know, and you have to feed your body well, as I say. That's the only way you can get your hair healthy. You have to feed your body well. Yeah. Eat the right stuff.
To me, honestly, the food is not really here for our entertainment. Like we come up with all these recipe books and stuff like this to make it fun, but just like I was telling you about the sloth that just hangs on a tree and he's just eating the leaves as God created it, right? This is really how we should eat, which I couldn't really do with this. Like, even though this is good, I'm having to I put this stuff in the pressure cooker and have to add heat to eat it. Things like the flax seeds, and I must say too, with flax seeds, ground flax seeds are what we should be consuming as opposed to whole, because this is more easily absorbable by the body, right? So we do some processing so that we can get the nutrient absorption.
But can I say something to you? I think we should ground our flaxseed and also our chia seed because somebody told me before that they eat flaxseed and when they pass their stool, they see the seeds in the stool. So I don't know if
You're not
it's
digesting it.
good if it's good to eat whole. I never eat it whole. I always
Yeah.
grind it up.
It's not, if you seeing it come out the same way it went in, it's not being digested. So flax seeds, you absolutely need to ground. Chia seeds, depending on what you're doing, you don't necessarily need to ground. Chia seeds,
I grind them.
chia seeds turns into a gelatinous texture when you add water to it. So sometimes people use it and make pudding or different things like this. I'll put it in a smoothie and it's kind of being blended a little bit. But you just have to be careful with the seeds on two fronts. One, with chia seed, you want to make sure you drink a lot of water because if you're not drinking enough water, you could end up being constipated by chia seeds because it absorbs water. So that's number one. Number two, older folks, and not even older folks, even folks my age, and I'm 35, their throats can be a little sensitive to seeds. And if you're one who can choke or you choke easily, there's something to be mindful of. That's why I say something like this. Chia seeds are a great source of omega-3s. However, if the texture is a little dangerous, go with this. Because you need this anyway. Regardless of
Right.
everything else,
Yeah.
we need as women 2 tablespoons every single day. Right? That's an absolute must.
Have you ever seen the flax meal? They have flax meal. It's made
I
from
think-
flaxseed.
I think it's ground flax seeds and water.
Oh, that's what
Right?
made flax meal. Because I buy flax meal, but I buy and I use it for baking, and sometimes I put it in the cereal too.
Yeah, I think it's just powder. I think it's just ground flax seeds.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think that's what it is. But I like to grow my own flaxseed though. I like it fresh.
It's fresher, yeah. I've heard some people say that when the ground sits for too long, you lose nutrient value. But again, I think better is better than nothing. Best is better than better. And you do what you could do. For those people who don't have time to grind before they use, then buy ground. But at the very least, you want to make sure when you consume it, you're consuming ground.
Okay. Are you listening, all you retirees? Grind the
Why? 'Cause
flaxseed.
you think all retirees have time to ground their own flax seeds?
Well, this one make time to grind my flaxseed because I like it fresh.
Yeah.
Yes,
So how you grind it? With a coffee grinder?
coffee grinder,
Yeah.
and it's fresh. It's nice and fresh, you know. And they say you mustn't keep it in the fridge, but I like to keep my seeds in the fridge because it keep a freshness to it. Because sometimes you keep it and it's too warm, you know. It does a little thing to the, you know. Certain things you have to keep it in a cool place. And during the summer, there's nothing cool unless you keep your air conditioner on 24/7.
Yeah. Do you have any closing healthy hair tips for folks?
Well, I think you cover it all, Sam. I think you learn a lot from me. Thank goodness you grew up in the salon. You know everything about hair care. But the healthy hair tips that I have for them, you already said everything. So just continue taking care of your health. Take care of your health, and your hair will be healthy. Because there's not such thing as pills for hair. I don't believe in the pills for hair. That one is off my list. Take this pill for healthy hair. No. You eat to get healthy hair, and that's my tips. You eat healthy, feed your blood, your hair will be healthy. That's my tips.
Yes, and like I said, Ama Opare, her book Food for the Soul, pick it up. The recipes are great. and it's mostly raw recipes in there. She is a new guest speaker on the Raw Food Health Empowerment Summit that is coming up the end of October. When free registration opens up, I will have that link for you. I don't have it yet, but just schedule out in your calendar that weekend, the weekend of October 28th, I believe. Have it free for the summit. And this will basically take your whole health game to the next level, right? So everything I showed you here is something you can literally get and eat right now, right? You can go to Thrive, make your order, and eat that right now. It's not too far off from what you're eating. Now, if you want to eat more fruits and vegetables and know how to make those fruits and vegetables, I mean, fruits don't need much to taste good. I would hope y'all are good with the fruits.
You don't have to mix it. Exactly.
But the vegetables sometimes could be a little tricky, especially if you did not grow up eating those things. So this summit will help you get into that whole mindset of getting more of the fresh foods in, and definitely picking up her book. Also, I would say Fiber Fuel Cookbook is also a great transition as well. He has some smoothie recipes on there, but he also has some basic stuff like sweet potato waffle, I think I saw in here. Yeah, sweet potato waffles.
I think he did a book before. Is that Mark Furman?
No. No.
Who's that?
First of all, there is a Furman. His name is Joel. This guy is Will Bulsiewicz. You have his book.
No.
And that's the first Fiber Fueled, which is more general. And this is more specific with different recipes and more recipes.
Okay.
Joel Furman's whole thing is different. The difference is Joel Furman is a medical doctor who encourages folks to eat nutrient-dense foods. So basically all the foods I talked about, including leafy greens, vegetables, all the raw foods, right? Those are the high on the Andy scale. The Andy scale basically tells you how much nutrient density is in a food. Will Bulsiewicz is a gastroenterologist. So he's a specialist when it comes to digestive issues. So if you have IBS, IBD, acid reflux, you have in some kind of autoimmune or you're allergic, like severe allergies, you have joint pain, arthritis, all of these things are coming from improper digestion, that your intestinal lining is not working properly, and it could be a trigger from the food that you're eating. Maybe the food's not digesting properly. Definitely if you're seeing the food come out like you saw it go in, you are not digesting that food and it's doing more damage than good. So you want to kind of dig into that. But look, he has blueberry, hold on, let me show. Blueberry buckwheat pancakes.
Oh, that is right up my alley. Woo. Yes.
So he has some fun stuff. This is really great for folks who are open and more flexible. You're not like 100% raw foodie, or you're trying to eat more fruits and vegetables. You're trying to eat more plant-based. This is it. Healthy stuff. So that's the end of today's show, but definitely make sure you subscribe if you like this content. Hit the notification bell to get notified next time we go live, which is actually going to be Wednesday, right, Ma?
Yes, darling. And let me tell you something. It is real fun when you're here. I felt so alone doing that live by myself. There was nobody to talk to. I mean, I like feedback. I wasn't getting no feedback, and I'm there like, okay, is this how it works?
Yeah.
But this is beautiful. It's nice to have a person to talk to. And for those folks that are listening,
too, if you're watching and listening, let us know if you are available for the lives Wednesday at 6, or if Saturdays work best, or time wise, because we'll definitely like to be live when you're able to be on live. That would be a great benefit.
And it's nice to see people on and they comment and stuff like that, because we like feedback. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be here.
Rose mentioned that you look so young, Mom.
Me?
Yes, you are a grandma of how many? How many
Um,
grandkids?
3,
Three
4. Oh,
grand,
sorry, 4, 4, 4.
four grandchildren, and you look so young. And why you think that is, Ma?
Well,
What's the secret?
I didn't give, I didn't give birth to the grandkids, so you know. What's my secret? God
Lots
is
of
good.
jokes.
Let's put it this way. It's not my doing, it's God's doing. I have nothing to do with it. I just obey God, and whatever He tells me to do, I just do it.
Yeah.
Because He speaks to me. Yes. Thanks
Yeah.
for the compliment.
Rose.
I am
Rose,
going to
yeah.
find out who Rose is.
And Rose, thanks for being with us live and commenting. Next week on Wednesday at 6, Mom's going live talking about basil, how to grow basil from start to finish. How we get our soil together, how we get the seed, like how do we even do the thing? Because I know me personally, I want to have basil on hand, not just basil, but other herbs. Because when you need it for a recipe and you have to buy a whole bunch and you make the one recipe and then all of the herbs and stuff is going bad in the fridge, it just doesn't make
No,
sense.
you don't have to go. There's a way no, we'll talk about that. You
Yes.
don't have to go bad.
We have to talk about it
No.
because I feel like if we
Yes.
have it connected to the
Any
root,
herbs that you buy and you don't use it up, you can fix it and package it in, put it in your ice tray, season it, put it in a tray, freeze it, and then bag it. For you don't have to go bad.
It depends. I guess you'll have to talk about that next week because I don't understand how. Like if I'm making a pesto this week with some basil leaves, I don't know what I'll have in mind the next time I need it.
You can take it out the frozen basil and you can put it in a salad.
Because
Defrost it and put it in a salad.
and then the texture is not
But-
good after you
well,
freeze
throw
and
it-
defrost.
You can throw it in your soup, whatever you want to throw it in, but you don't have to waste it.
But then you have to know in advance, and if you so that's why I feel like the best way is if it's connected to the root and the soil, you don't have to know as long as
Yes.
you keep that plant healthy.
Right, but it's not everyone have the space to grow these things. That's what I'm saying. In the
But you
summertime, it's
grow
okay.
in
'cause you can
basil
stick a
year
little-
round, no?
It don't do that well in the winter, to be honest with you. It don't
Well,
do that well in the winter.
I can't wait till that live. I live in Florida. I have summer year round, so I definitely want to know start to finish. And for folks that probably live in an area where they get, they have pretty mild temperatures, because I've heard of people even having this stuff on their windowsills inside, so there must be some kind of temperature control going on inside. But yeah, so
yeah,
this is the Conversation Wednesday.
right. Okay.
And so Wednesday, join us at 6 live on this channel. Mom's going to be talking about that. And make sure you share this video with folks you know who are interested in this topic. Maybe they're into healthy hair. Danny, hey Danny, Saturday's good. Okay, so we know Saturday is the day. Thank you, Danny, for joining us live. So we'll have to check on the schedule going forward, but definitely Wednesday at 6, Mom's going live on this, and then we could work out a Saturday schedule. But thanks for letting us know. All right.
Okay.
See
Goodbye.
y'all on Wednesday.